What's going on, folks? I'm Colin. I'm a professional videographer and content creator from Canada. Today I want to talk about one rule that has made a noticeable impact on the quality of footage that I can get out of my camera. As somebody that learned most of my filming skills just from YouTube or by figuring it out on my own, this was definitely overlooked and pushed to the side. I'm talking today about paying attention to how your camera likes to shoot. More specifically, shooting in your camera's base ISO or native ISO as much as possible. Just a little ISO crash course. The ISO is a number value that refers to your camera's sensitivity to light. So a lower ISO number means less sensitive and a higher number means more sensitive. Basically, raising the ISO on your camera increases the sensitivity of how much light the camera sees. Let's just see what that looks like. So I'm just in my basement on a pretty overcast day. It's really dark in here. Let's get the pot lights on. Now, if I had no lighting gear available to me, I would need to increase the ISO on my camera so that I could get the right exposure in this environment. Increasing the ISO is basically allowing the camera to see better in the dark, but also at the cost of more noise on the image. Take a look at the difference between 800 ISO, 6400 ISO, and 12800 ISO. As you can see, the further we move away from the base ISO, the more light we get on the sensor, but also the more noise we introduce into the image. I feel like this is turning into a video about the importance of lighting, because if I'm trying to keep my camera at its base ISO, which will darken the image, we're gonna have to find some more light to expose this image properly. So let's quickly light the scene. Honestly, a lot of my video projects end up on social media where they get compressed like crazy anyways. So if you're shooting in a higher ISO, you can definitely get away with it depending on where the audience is watching your video. I shot for years on the Sony a6300 and the a7 III at higher ISOs and got a fine image for what I was doing. But for the sake of this video, I just want to have the highest quality image coming out of my camera, so I need to shoot in the camera's base ISO or native ISO as much as possible. Now, I'm filming this on the Sony a7 IV, which has a base ISO of 800, but every camera is different, so it's important to find your own camera's base ISO. I'm often filming run and gun interviews, sports or documentary work where I'm in a darker location with no lighting gear or just no control over the lighting. And if that's the case, then I'll just have to increase my ISO so that my camera can, see more light and I can see my subject properly. Just keep in mind that the higher the ISO, the noisier the image. Because I'm often in these situations, I ended up actually buying the Sony FX3, which solves the problem of raising the ISO because it has a dual base ISO, meaning it has a second native ISO range where the image cleans up again. So I can film at 12,800 ISO and still get a super clean frame just like I would be filming at 800 ISO, but more on that in another video. At Colin Wada on Instagram, subscribe for more videos, give us a like if it was helpful or entertaining, and I will catch you in the next one.